Ahoy, Zama, and welcome to Body Talk, where we have strong opinions about spas, saunas, and bathing experiences around the world. I'm Sarah, your host. At Body Talk, we bring you spa and sauna recommendations so you can plan your next bathing adventure or get inspired to give sauna or bathing a try. We also feature interviews with experts and professionals in the bathing world and dive deep into your questions about bathing rituals and cultural experiences. Things like, what are the best spas in New York City? What's with those felt hats in the sauna? And what's better, bathing suit or no bathing suit? Our name, Badii, Badii, is inspired by the Swiss-German word for bathing culture. We're American, but Body Talk was born from a love of Switzerland. Let's go. Today, we're sharing our recommended top 3 best thermal spas in Switzerland. I lived in Switzerland for 2 years, and that's where I fell in love with bathing culture. I actually lived in Switzerland's spa town, Boden, which is home to the most thermal-rich mineral water in all of the country. After I decided to quit my corporate job and bring Badii, with 2 I's, to the US, I spent a few months traveling Switzerland and Europe, experiencing spas and saunas. And I'm really excited to bring you reviews and recommendations of the very best of the best that I experienced. But don't just take it from me. I'll be featuring some guests who are a part of the Badii community so that you can hear from them too. Let's get started. What are the best thermal spas in Switzerland? At Badii, we use a set of criteria, our Badii Bathing Framework, to evaluate our spa experiences. You can be sure that every spa we recommend in today's episode passes our evaluation with flying colors. And in fact, these are our best ranking Swiss thermal spas. This criteria starts with cleanliness. Did you feel comfortable in the space? Would you walk around without shoes? Value. Would you pay the same price for this experience again? And would you recommend it to your friends? Thirdly is design. Did you feel comfortable moving through the space? Is the design inspiring? Is it intentional? Then we have details. What little things made the experience special? Community. Did you feel a connection with anyone else in the space? Joy. Did you have fun? Did you laugh? Nature. Was nature a part of the experience? How? And finally, culture. Did the experience engage with or express a specific culture and/or history? Starting with the third place ranking of best Swiss thermal spas, we have the Thermal Baths at 7132 in Vals, Switzerland. Vals is a small mountain village, and it's home to the source of Valser mineral water. The highly mineralized water comes out of the spring at 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The thermal baths at 7132 were designed by architect Peter Zimthor and are made from 60,000 slabs of Vals quartzite, which is a very beautiful, gray, sparkly quartzite. Vals is considered the pinnacle of spa design in Switzerland, and you immediately understand why when you enter the space. Everything about Vals Baths is intentional. The materials, the placement of the pools, the way the light plays in the space, and most importantly, the way the architecture integrates into and highlights the natural environment. Vals is located in the Alps, and so experiencing the natural elements of the mountains is just as important to the experience as the spa's architecture itself. But don't just take my word for it. Let's hear from a member of the Badii community about her experience at Vals.
My name is Jordan Pavlak, and I'm based out of Canton, Michigan. So I would say that the best thing about the Vals thermal spa was definitely the architecture. I think the way that it was incorporated into nature was really impressive. As soon as you go into like the giant pool that they have outside, there's really, really great viewing points where you can see like the mountains in a very, very like clear way. The day that we were there, it was pretty foggy, but it was just like so magical because of the way that the fog was rolling into the mountains. It just looked absolutely beautiful. And they very strategically placed like viewpoints, around the spa. to be able to see the mountains very clearly. So whether you were inside, you were like in a relaxation room, or if you were outside swimming in the pools, you could always see those mountains. And then the architecture itself, the building was very well designed. It was beautiful. The stone that they used was amazing. They had very, very nice touches all around. Like the where you put your towels and on the handlebars was very well thought of. So I'd really say that the way that it was thought out architecturally was my favorite part. And the second part was that it was a very pleasant surprise to see like how many different types of pools that there were. There was a hot pool, there was cold pools, there were, just like your normal thermal baths. I liked that there was a lot of variety in the types of pools that you could actually sit in versus, just being in like maybe one thermal bath or multiple thermal baths that are all the same. So yeah, I think that between the architecture and just the way that it was really thoughtfully designed was probably my favorite part about Vals. I think the least favorite part of Vals for me was more so in the details. I'll start with just like when you come into the building, there was a hand sanitizer station that was just filled with like really, really awful smelling hand sanitizer, which is kind of, off putting when you're at like a really nice spa and like you expect to have things that are smelling like super nice that you're putting on your body. And then when we went into the dressing rooms, they were a bit strange. They had a very different finish than the rest of the actual spa. Um, they were very like a cherry colored wood, which was not fitting with the rest of the spa, which was like this dark stone, very, very beautiful. Um, and the dressing rooms actually had like also like a leather like divider to be able to get out into the spa. It was like a curtain. So I just felt like that was kind of um, with small things, but obviously kind of impactful in your overall experience. In the actual spa area, the thing that I would say that would help me the most is having some direction as to how you use the pools. I love the pools because there was so much variety, but I think that there's probably a specific way that you should be using them, whether it's, gradually increasing your body heat or gradually cooling it down because at the end, there's a very, very hot pool, and there's also a cold pool. So, and maybe there's a way that you do it where you go through all of the different pools on the outside, and then you go in and you do the hot and cold. But either way, like some kind of direction would have been really helpful. And then lastly, I'll just say that I think it would have been really useful for them to have like some kind of relaxation room that had more like beverages, maybe tea, maybe some, different snacks or something like that. I'm used to when I go to like a spa. Usually they have some kind of room where you're able to like kind of, relax and sit down where the one that they had there was, maybe, I don't know, like a 4 by 4 foot room that had apples and just water, which was nice, but also I think compared to other spas within Switzerland, it's kind of lacking.
For us at Badii, the Vals bath ranks highly in design, attention to detail, and nature, a little less so on joy and community. And the space is quite stoic, and the clientele seems mostly to be hotel guests or those seeking out a more individual spa experience. So that's why we feel like it didn't quite hit the notes 100% on those joy and community aspects. Our second ranked thermal bath in Switzerland is Bad Zorzach. I know I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I'm still learning German, so it's not 100% perfect. So just bear with me on that. Located at the border of Germany, the thermal baths in Bad Zorzach are a spa that really fly under the radar. They're loved by locals for the thermal waters and big, family friendly pools. It's not really the first spa you'd think of for a premium experience, especially if you're a tourist or a visitor. But Bad Zorzach delivers that too. They offer a special sauna section that you can enter for a higher admission price, but it's absolutely worth it. The only catch is that it is a fully naked section. In Switzerland, they call this the textile free area. If you're more comfortable, they do have a women only section, but the Aufguss and some of the other rituals take place primarily in the mixed areas. So it's really most worth it, I think, for you to take part of in the mixed area section. The water is really rich in minerals here. It's from the rocks of the Bzorzach sodium sulfate spring, which was discovered in 1914. So Bad Bzorzach ranks high for us at Badii on community, joy, and culture. We had so much fun at this spa. The locals were just incredibly welcoming, and they warmly introduced us to new bathing rituals. We had this incredible steam room, salt and honey scrub, and we had multiple rounds of Aufguss. And truthfully, this is really where I fell in love with the Aufguss ritual. Now, our top recommendation for the best thermal spa in Switzerland is 47 Thermal Bath in Boden. By far the best value for a wide variety of experiences, 47's new facilities offer Switzerland's most mineral-rich waters, a world of sauna and steam rooms, cold pools, a salt pool, and plenty of areas to relax. They also have a very strong food menu, from breakfast to dinner with alcoholic and non-alcoholic drink options. My favorite dish to get there is a vegan Caesar salad. It is so good, and trust me, it is really hard to find a good Caesar salad in Europe. 47 is located in Switzerland's spa town, Baden, which is just outside of Zurich. Baden is home to the most mineral-rich waters in Switzerland, and they bubble up at 47 degrees Celsius, hence the name of the spa. 47 degrees Celsius is about 116 degrees Fahrenheit. The spa was designed by architect Mario Botta and built in 2021, so it's very new and still has a very new, clean feel to it. And here to provide another perspective, we have a Badii community member from Switzerland who's going to share his thoughts on 47.
Hi, I'm Ollie, and I'm based in Boden, Switzerland, about 10 minutes away from 47. What I liked most about 47 was its architecture and the way it's laid out. The pools are really big and they offer really good views inwards and outward, and there's a nice balance of outdoor and indoor that works in all seasons, even when it's really cold outside. Another thing that I'd like to point out is the food. They have really, really good cakes and sweet treats, but also a rich menu of healthy salads and soups that are vegan and vegetarian friendly. I also like the hot tea they serve for free in the sauna area. Now, some areas of improvement for 47, what they could do better. I think at times the flow of guests isn't quite as natural as it should be. People don't tend to move on to other stations, so there's usually long wait times to get to a spot at a massager and a pool, for example. And there's other spas that do a better job at, guiding people to move on. And another thing that I feel just kind of makes it feel a bit off is, and it's really hard to describe, but I feel like the vibe just doesn't, feel that special. And some areas feel a bit sterile, and I could do with some extra love. There's something nice about it not being that Instagrammable, and people definitely don't have their phones out to take pictures, but I wish there was more whimsy in some of the details.
47 is the top of our list at Badii because it ranks highly across all of our measures. The cleanliness, stunning design, variety of experiences, food and drink options, and so much more. It's the ideal spa for spending time with friends or family or going for a chilled solo trip. It rests right up against the River Lamont, so you have this really beautiful integration of the architecture with nature. And there is nothing like stepping outside into the warm thermal pool, the steam rising around you, the mountains in the distance, the sound of the rushing river below you. It is so incredibly Swiss and beautiful. So there you have it, our recommendations for the 3 best thermal baths in Switzerland. We have 7132 in Vals, Therme Bzorzach in Bad Bzorzach, and 47 thermal baths in Baden. Which one has made it onto your spa bucket list? Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at badii.life, that's BADII.LIFE, and visit our website at badii.life if you want to subscribe to our Body Talk newsletter. Tschüss!